Hello, my crafty friends. How is everyone doing today? This is Sheree. I hope you're doing well. I am having some crafty fun today here in my craft room. So I was cleaning up. I finished the little Cowboy Dan video flip through, which is in my shop. And I've kind of been itching to do a little something with the things I brought home and showed you in my last Thrifty Thursday, and also finish up a tag and get started on my next journal. So it's all kind of melding together in this video for the moment. But for these are the placemats, McDonald's vintage McDonald's placemats that I have brought home, and you see how big they are. You know, the size of a placemat. It's rather large. So, and most of my journals are not that big. Let's see, this is actually, I'm guessing 12 inches. Is it 12 inches? It's 11 inches, but my journals, you know, it's unusual. It would be unusual for me to make an 11-inch tall journal. Not that I don't have some big books I would like to make into a journal, but so I'm not going to cut up all of these, but I wanted to cut up, well, I want to cut up one. I want to cut down one just to see what it would look like. So I wanted to share that with you so you could see what it looked like. But here is a whole one. They're pretty much, are they all the same? Yeah, they're all the same as this. So they have this, you know, printing, all the different colors, which I love. They have these birds on the top, which I want to make sure I keep. On the back, little games, you know, you can see dot to dot, a little maze here, all that kind of thing. Really, really very cool. So I kind of am using, I'm just going to use as an example. Oh, here's a different one. Here's a different placemat. This is different from the others. Huh, maybe I'll cut this one down too. I don't know. It has all this cool stuff on it though. I don't know. Maybe I'll actually save it for a big journal. This size not, you know, doesn't really give me any, you know, it doesn't excite me, but this side it does. It's really cool. In fact, I think you could, it's like made so you can turn it either way. This way and do the maze, or this way and do whatever you're supposed to do over here. Match the fruit to the bowls of frozen fruit sticks, snacks, little coupon. But anyway, okay, let's keep that one. Let's just do this one like I said. So I have my Raggedy Ann book here. Here's the pages. And that I'm going to start on this journal soon. Make a little Raggedy Ann journal. And I have more than one book, and I have a little stash. I'll get my stash out and we'll see what's in there together. That'll be another video. But today I wanted to see if I could cut this down to fit in here. I don't feel like this is like weak paper or anything, like I need to reinforce it. So I'm going to cut it down as if it were going to be a page in here. And like I said, I want to keep these birds right here. The different colored birds up there at the top. There is a little bit of blank space there though. So I'm going to fold this in half. Let me put this to the side. We're going to bring that back over in a minute and use it as our kind of measurement or template to measure how big how small I need to cut this down, I guess. So I'm going to cut that blank part off the top of this above the birds and see what it looks like. Hope I don't cut the little birdies' heads off then, because that won't be good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. There's a little snip here that missed my paper cutter. Okay, so that, so far, I want that to be the top, and then the bottom, let me just get the cover here, would need to be about right, you guys can see, okay, let me lift you up a little bit, because I had this down a little bit because I was charging my phone, and I had to have it in a different position to be able to have it plugged in. So I think that might be okay. Okay, so that's the top. Here's the side. I'm going to add a new spine on this one, I think. On the Raggedy Ann journal. That was by, well, I have been planning to do I've been planning for a long time to do a Raggedy Ann journal. That's why I've been saving stuff for it. But when someone saw me, one of my subscribers, saw me show this one, and when I took it apart, you know, they asked me if I was going to make one. I said, well, yes, I am. Why don't I do it now? What am I waiting for? So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's where I need to, this is the length. Now, do I want to make a pocket? I think I do. Why not? Let's see, which side do I want to fold up? I think this has words on it that would be upside down if I folded it over, although they're pretty. But let me see. If we're gonna I see where I need to fold to make the pocket. Let's see about our width before I make my pocket. So yeah, I'm gonna need to cut about like right here, or in some way make this page smaller. So about right there, or less wide. Take down the width a little bit there. About that, like that should be good. I like how that looks though. Look at that. Those words just got on there just perfectly. So let's see about keeping those words. This is, I'm thinking for a second here. Okay, so this is red, this is green, this is green. So it's got the same word, so I could do that on both sides. Like this, or I could fold it this way. Let's see how this looks like. I think I almost like the green better this way. And I think I would use, let me see if I can find my, while I turn around, let me grab this is my glue pot. This is where I keep my different glues. Here it is right on top. That's what I need. I didn't know if I was going to have to search through there or not. I've showed it to you in my craft room videos, my glue pot there. It's a little vintage, almost like a crock pot, but it's a little mushroom. It's mushrooms. Okay, so I'm going to use this craft bond on here because I don't want, let me snip this little piece off. There's a little extra piece here, but I don't want it to bubble or wrinkle or anything if I use wet glue like art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac. I think this paper it's not thin, but it's not thick, so I think this will glue it down just fine. And it's permanent extra strength craft bond. So this is the one I use, the glue stick that I use for gluing things down that need a good permanent stick, glue stick. Okay, so that way I don't have to cut that off. Okay. Yeah, I just thought this would be kind of fun. I like that. Red cockle, what does that say? Cockaded. Okay, that's a hard word to say. Woodpeckers are endangered. That's a weird word to say. So it's a word I've never said before. I've never tried to say, apparently, right? Okay, so cockaded. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Sorry for you bird experts out there. I have no idea. I've never tried to say that word before. You never know until you try to say a word if you're going to struggle with it sometimes. A different kind of word like that. Okay. All right. So that's the width we need. Now, let's go back to let's see, I think I had it folded this way. That looks really nice, right? It looks like it was that way. Like, you really don't know. Like, when you look at it, you don't like say, oh, she folded that over. It almost looks like it was that way. Okay, and now our little fold for the pocket would be right here. So let me make sure this is still kind of squared here as far as the fold could be there. Let's get our cover back over here and make sure we're not making it too wide. Uh-oh, it's just barely inside the cover, but it'll be all right, hopefully. And now, I was thinking I would fold it again this way. Let's see, where's my fold for the pocket? It's right here. Sorry, this is so kind of, I'm just thinking my way through this. So right here, let's test our length again. Get that perfect length. So I'm going to go ahead and make a crease here so I can see where this is supposed to be. And then open it up and turn it around and fold it this way. Let's see how that looks. Oh, see, that way we're cutting off the bird. I kind of like that bird there, although it's in the middle of the journal, or in the middle of the page, so it will be in the middle of the, you know, kind of like in the fold. It's in the fold. Okay, so, okay. Oh yeah, that looks better. Yeah, that looks better on this side, even though the bird's right there. I like that side. Let's see how this side looks. Oh yeah, that looks okay. That looks good. I might put something here. You know, I might actually even put something in here to strengthen the pocket a little bit. Extra paper or some cardstock, and then fold it up and glue it together, or sew it together. Okay, so anyway, you can kind of get the idea of these. If I want to make all of those placemats, which I don't have that many. What do I have, like 6 or 7 or 8 or something? Not like I have tons, but you can kind of get the idea of how this would be as a page in a journal. It'd be really cute. Oh, and I was going to say, yeah, maybe I'll put some paper on the outside here, because this is all upside down. Either way, it's going to be, you know, weird, a little weird, because things are upside down here, and so I think that would be best if I put some pretty paper here to contrast with this pretty green, and that's how I'll do it. Okay, so that's one little kind of something in my head that was spinning around, like I wonder what those will look like as pages. Now I know. Now you know too. And then the other thing is, I wanted to experiment with the paper bags. So I can save some of the paper bags to put in as, you know, where I put it in as a bag and you have a pocket on either side. So this one, if I do that, I want to make the most of it. This one is torn right here. So this one would be a good one to open up, I think. We're going to open that one up. This one is not torn. Okay, so let's experiment on this one for a second, as far as making it into a pocket for both sides of the journal. So, and I want to keep as much of this as I can. So let's see. Let me cut both sides here. This is I'm going to try to do the easiest way I can just, I mean, I've done this before, I just don't remember exactly how I did it at the moment. You know, every time you do something, you just kind of do it and figure it out sometimes. But I'm cutting on the fold here. So I'm basically trying to cut off just the bottom part and nothing else. So let's fold on the other side. And so I'm not really cutting off anything as far as any of the pictures or anything. And then now we have it open like that to cut this off. Put the rest of the bottom off. So yeah, that's pretty easy, I would say. Might be the best way to do it. Now I have the bottom part, and if you want to save that for something, you can. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending what it looks like. It almost looks like coffee dyed paper because of the natural aging on it. And it does have a date under here, 1992. It does have the date. This could be a cute pocket, actually. It has a little McDonald's sign there. Yeah, I think I'll save that for a pocket. It's a weird thing that we find beauty in such weird things, don't we? Okay, so to make this into a pocket, how do I want to do that? So sometimes I will take my pinking shears and I'll get my paper ones. Let me see. Let me think about where they are. Just a second. All right, I got them. And I will cut if it needs it, or if I need to shorten it or anything. So I think I will cut this. It's just a blank area here and on both sides. This one looks a little shorter. Let me cut this side as far as how far it goes up. So let's cut this, see if I can. These aren't my paper ones. Just a second. Let me put you on hold, on pause. Just 1 second. I got them. Sorry, they were there. I have several pairs of pinking shears, but I only used 2 of them. This one from paper and the other one for fabric. And the other 2 are just an old pair I have. They're benches that my parents gave me when I was a teenager, but they're really not. I mean, I probably could use them on paper, but they don't really cut fabric that well anymore. And I found it cheaper just to buy new ones instead of getting those sharpened, trying to get those sharpened. Like, it would have cost an arm and a leg to get those sharpened. The vintage ones, where it just costs like under $10 for me to get a nice new pair that's nice and sharp. So, yeah. Okay, so I got a nice pinked edge there. And I wouldn't mind a pinked edge down here. And that would get that all nice and straight because it's a little uneven there. So we're just going to cut here. Try to cut a straight line. And you can, if you don't have pinking shears, you could use your, if you have any old, I say old because mine are old, but scrapbooking scissors where, you know, with the different edges, you could even use any of those. This is a little crooked. Hold on. Can't have that. This is very crooked. I'm going to end up cutting off like half the bag trying to get this straight. Have you ever done that? It's like you cut and then you cut again and then you cut again. Trying to get it straight. That's why we have paper cutters. That's why I have a paper cutter. One reason. Okay, so now, so it's pretty much ready to go, except I might do something. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I, oh, look at this. This came out a little weird here. That's folded in. Okay, that's the gusset. That was folded up in there. Okay, let's just cut that off. My pinking shears again. Little piece that doesn't need to be there. Okay, and I don't think that's up here. Okay, so you can glue your gusset together if you want to. It would be, you can also get up in here and glue it down. So it's totally out of your way. If you really want to go the extra mile, we can do that if you want, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me use my art glitter glue. Okay, and just, I'm going to get my hand up in here and glue on one side of the gusset. So let me show you inside the bag. See, here's the gusset. This folded part is the gusset, and I'm going to put glue, like, say, on the top of it right here. It's hard to show you, but right up on top here. And so I'm going to get my hand up in there and put glue on top of there. Not too much, though. So, and I guess you can open up the bag. You don't have to, like, fold it or anything. Just go ahead and put your glue on that part. If you can get your hand in there and your glue bottle in there. And your glue bottle works. That always helps. You could probably use a glue stick, too, if you didn't want to use your wet glue of any kind. Let's see, let me get it on this side. Okay, I hope I'm doing this right. I think I am. Okay, and I want to, well, let me go ahead so I know what I'm doing and where I'm at. I'll go ahead and glue this down. So here's my gusset. Here's where I have the glue on this part right here. So I'm going to, so now you see this part is glued down. And now I will, I think I'll get the other side too, because I don't know if I glue this down together, it'll be harder to get my hand in here. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side before I go any further on the outside part of the gusset. And it is easy to get this in here because you can kind of squirt it around. I'm going to say a lot of my bags apparently don't have gussets because I usually don't go through this much trouble. But if they do, if you don't want to go through all this, you can just leave it. It's not that big of a deal, really. I don't think it is anyway. Okay, so there we have both of our gussets glued down. And you can see how this is stuck together right here. This side. I'll put a little bit more right here on this edge because that's kind of not glued down right there. Right up to the edge. Get that all nice and flat. The reason I'm doing that is because when you put things in and out, it'll be easier and it won't hit your gussets when it's a pocket. Okay, that's the reason that if you ever want to like the reason, if you want to have a reason for doing that, that is the reason. Trying to see if my edges at least are glued down. Okay, everything looks good in there. Let's try to make sure my edge, see here's another edge I need to glue down here. It's hard to get it right up to this edge. Okay. Okay, I think we're good on the inside. Now the outside. So the outside is going to be this part of the gusset right here. And again, a little bit more glue there. The edge. I don't think you need a whole lot, just enough to get it all glued together. Push that together. Do the other side. I'm going to do one more McDonald's bag. We're going to open it up like we're going to use it for a page. So I have two ways. I put all the Christmas ones away because, you know, I'm not doing Christmas right now. So I really don't have that many left that are not Christmas. Let's see, I sent to someone one with their order as a little thank you. So that was one of the non-Christmas, I think it was a non-Christmas one. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I only have 6 left that are not Christmas. And there was about, I'm going to say like 8 Christmas ones. Okay, so now, here's the inside of my bag, all nice and flat and open. I'm going to be able to get things in and out of there without it hitting the gusset. And then here's the outside. It's almost like it's 2 pieces of paper glued together. And now it's a pocket. So you could just cut the gusset off. I kind of didn't want to. I kind of want to keep it because it was part of it. But if you wanted to just cut the gusset off and then glue the 2 sides back together, that might be easier if you don't care about it. Just cut the gusset out of the bag and then glue the two sides back together. But I think it's, I think it's nice with the gusset. Either way, it is what it is. Okay, so that's ready to go into a journal as pockets. So I would bind it in as a page and it would be folded in half. Let's see if this will fit into the Raggedy Ann. Oh, I think it will. So it would be like, it won't be too wide, so it would be like this. Plenty of room for it to be a pocket in Raggedy Ann. Okay, so we've got a page and we've got a pocket there. So the other thing I wanted to do, we've got this pocket at the bottom of the page, and this is the one that with the tear on it. So, just one second. Okay, so let's make this one into a page. So many things I want to do here. Wow. I mean, I knew there were a lot, but I almost need like more than one video to get them all done. So on this one, same thing. This has even more printing on the bottom, but it actually has a little hole in the bottom. This one's in a rough shape, a little bit rougher shape, so we'll see what we end up with. But let's cut off the bottom like we did on the last one. That was easy peasy. And I got my family coming over, but only my son, older son, and my granddaughter's coming over for family day today. My his wife is working today, and my younger son and his wife. I have to get used to saying that because he's the one that just got married. They are out of town. So again, last 2 weekends been out of town, and that was after their honeymoon, couple weeks before. But they're busy, busy, busy. They don't have any kids yet, so they want to have fun, right? I mean, you can have fun after kids, but it's a little different when you have children to think about. Okay, I think I'm gonna look at that. They're such nice. Let's see if we can flatten this out. This one, see, that other one didn't have all this decoration in the gusset. Look at that. That is cool. Those are Cabbage Patch dolls, it looks like. Cabbage Patch dolls. Oh, this is like cool little elf things over here. A gingerbread house. Tonka toys or something. Hot Wheels maybe, I don't know. Tonka, it does say Tonka right there. Okay, so what we're going to do in this one, let's fold it this way so we can keep that gusset, because that is cool. And this way. Alright, so I'm putting it right in the middle of the gusset. I'm trying to anyway. Is that what I want to do? Is that the best way to do it? So I've got that tear. So I need to make this straight. Here, we've got a little thumb notch here like the bags have. And this is kind of rough up here, so I'm going to cut a little, just at least cut a straight edge here. So maybe right below the thumb notch, right above Ronald McDonald's head. I think that's good. Okay, there's a little bit of length off. And then down here, gosh, now I gotta decide. Let's see, let's get Raggedy Ann back over here. I gotta decide. Well, I mean, since this has a tear in it, right here, this has a tear in it, so I'm either gonna have to fix the tear or cut it off. I think I'd almost rather keep this bottom part because it's got the little Cabbage Patch doll there. Yep, I think I would. Let's see what's on this side. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to. Well, you know what I could do? I could do the two sides differently because this is going to be 2 pages, right? I've got 2 sides of the bag here. Let's cut. I almost want to decide whether it's. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay with how I have it. It can be. You can decide which part of the bag you want to be like facing, and because you could fold it like this, where the gusset's out, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna cut my fold off here. But you could, if you have some of these, or if I sent you one with your order. That's kind of how I send my Happy Mail. I kind of send extra things with the order. If you've ever ordered from me, unless I can't. Like I had 2 orders this week, and I couldn't add anything to them, or they would go over the postage. You know what I mean? Like if it's something that I can send if it's something. Oh, I need to even up this bottom part too. But we're going to be cutting some off, so let's get 2 pages. But yeah, if it's something that I can send like in a flat rate envelope, then I can add things to it. That's what it is. So I will, if I can fit anything in an envelope, I will add extra things. So that's kind of how I send out Happy Mail. I just send extra things in people's orders. And then, but if it's an envelope, or like if I have to send your order, it's not enough to, it's something that doesn't weigh very much, and it's not enough to send in I'm going to cut off the tear. It's not enough to send in a flat rate envelope. Then I have to send it in a regular like bubble envelope and weigh it and put the appropriate postage on there. So a lot of times in that type of thing I can't add anything, or else the postage will just go up too much. So, but if it's a flat white envelope, then I'm just like stuff, you know, sometimes just stuff things in there. Or I try to. Try to put something extra in there. Okay, so this is still too big, but I like this bottom part on this side. So I think I'm just going to cut, I'm going to measure and cut off this top part here. It's, I think it'll be just as nice with just this top part cut off. Okay. And then I think this will be a good page. Like we'll get 2 pages out of it, out of this bag. And that's kind of what I had in my mind too. See, that looks cute. And then we'll fold it in half. And that'll be a page in here, I believe. It'll be a little shorter, but I could always add something onto it too. Make it like a Franken page or something. We'll see about that. But, well, I don't have the other back half here, but I want to see what it looks like. Alright. Yeah, so I was saying about Family Day. I gotta go. Well, I don't have to cook today because I said, why don't we just pick something up and bring it home? So my husband was just knocking on the door to let me know he's leaving to go get, we're getting like hibachi chicken and a couple of things like that so that we can just, it's just 3 of us today, 3 adults and my granddaughter, so yeah, we're getting whatever, hibachi chicken and a couple of different dishes from a Japanese restaurant nearby, and that'll be a nice lunch, right? Yes, it will. And I didn't have to cook. I don't have to clean up. Everything will go in the trash, except for whatever dishes we use. So, okay. So that's 1 page. And then this will be another one. Like I said, I might add something to the sides. But, okay. So on this one, I was thinking, when I looked at it, I didn't want to cut them both the same. Like from this one, this side I cut it off the top. This one I want to cut it from the bottom because I like this whole part up here. And I think if I cut some of this bottom part off, it won't even be noticeable. Like you won't even miss anything type of deal. So, and it's not that I can't use the little pieces that I'm cutting off. I just figured that it would look the best if I do it that way. See that nice little elf seam there? They're all sitting at sewing machines. That's cool, right? Sitting at sewing machines with thread flying everywhere. It says, untangle the thread to see which elf made which holiday outfit. That's a fun game. That sounds like a fun game I like to do. Okay. Alright, so we got those 2 pieces, 3 pieces. Well, this is trash. And this is trash. Okay. I have another piece like this somewhere, don't I? I'm not sure. It's somewhere. Okay. So here's what this page ends up looking like. So yeah, I only have about 4 more bags that aren't, 3 more bags that aren't Christmas, right? Yeah, so I only have 3 more bags to use. So I'm glad. Got a little worried after I brought them home and like, oh, you know, I got to make sure I don't use those. I don't want them to just sit around now because, you know, I'm trying not to buy anything and bring it home. And I just like pictured these just like sitting here and me not doing anything with them. So I didn't put them away. I was like, I'm going to do something. I want to see what it looked like as pages and as a, you know, pockets and all that. So I'm glad I'm going to be able to use those pretty much right away. And I probably will go ahead and pick some of these, maybe another one to make pockets out of it and make pages out of the other 2. So they're ready to go. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do with those. So the other little cleanup project I did was I brought home, I don't think I'll need my paper cutter for this one, but let me show you. We'll do this real quick. I brought home this Smash book. I was looking at this cover and it's textured. I think this would be fun to paint so that, or put ink over it or something if I was going to make it into a journal, and then you can see the texture on here because it's pretty flowers and it's, you know, kind of like embossed, but you can't see it that well because it's just this craft color. But I wanted to take the paper out of here. That's why I brought it home. But it's a really nice cover. I could leave this, and then that could be decorated or covered up. But I think I was looking at it, I can just cut right here and cut this out. I think I'll just cut it. There's a line right here. I'll just cut it right here. And then this can be a cover for a journal later. It'll be this size, Smashbook size, which I'll tell you what size this is. If you've never had, oh, look at that, that's neat paper. If you've never had a Smashbook, I'll tell you what size this is in just a second. There's another line right here. I'm going to cut on that. It's like a fold mark on this side. I think it was on the other side too. I might be cutting a little crooked. I'll have to, like if I were to make this cover into a journal, I would take the spine off, this little spine right here, and put a little bit bigger spine on there, but then I could even out these papers and everything. This is a pocket right here. That's really cool. But this is, if you've never seen a Smashbook in person, just under 8 inches wide, so pretty wide, and 10 1/4 inches tall. So that's the cover. I really do like this. This fabric on here, if you've never, like I said, never seen a Smashbook in person, this one, this pink, is fabric, so that's really nice. I really like that. So that is, yeah, I really like that a lot. That's cool. Okay, so then the papers. See, I want to get the papers out of here so I can use those. I didn't want to put it away without taking it apart. So, I mean, for me, you just use my hands to pull these apart like this, these coils, when I want to take one of these apart, or if that hurts your hands, you can use a little plier. So let me grab my little pliers and I will show you. Oops, I dropped one of my little pliers. This is my little jewelry pliers. So, I mean, that wasn't really hurting my hands, but it may, even if it doesn't hurt your hands, it might be easier just to, let me see if it's easier to pull it with the, you know, when I'm doing it off camera, I just do it any which way. It's actually harder to get a hold of it with those. I can actually do it better with my fingers, I think. That's funny. But anyway, you get the idea. Let me pause, and I'm going to, this is just what I'm doing. I don't think you need to be watching me pull this whole thing apart. But I'm going to show you the, you know, the reason you do this is to keep the little holes. I mean, you could just cut right there, but I like to keep the little holes. So maybe we'll get it here in just a second. I'm just going down the line here with my fingers, as you can see, pretty quickly. I'm going as fast as I can. I gotta go clean up the kitchen before my son gets here. It's you know, it's not messy. The dishes are done and stuff, but I don't want to. On the weekends, before they come over, I always kind of just clean everything, go over the counters and the sink, and the microwave needs it over, you know, a little cleaning. I do that. So let's pull this off, and I think this is just getting this out of the way so I can pull the paper off. And this is just, for me, it's just trash. This is not something I'm going to keep. So I don't care what it looks like. I'm not going to keep the wires. I have tried to, when I first got my little machine, my little binding machine, you know, that uses the wires, I tried to reuse wires, and it just really doesn't work out well if you try to use the wires. You can never really get them straight, and they might not be the same size, and it's just a whole thing. So I always use brand new wires whenever I bind a journal with those. Okay, so we've got them out. That's what I wanted to do. Get rid of all this stuff here, and that's it. Now I have my papers, and I have the hole here. So, you know, these are double-sided scrapbook papers, and they're pretty, and that's why I brought them home. So look at this one. So I can use them this way or this way in a journal, or I can fold them this way, or have the holes on the bottom and fold it that way. So, or I can, you know, cut them up and make things, but if I want to use them in pages, they're ready to go for whatever I want to do to them. And this is kind of neat. This is like kind of like thin acetate, or something, but it has all these words on it. But I might be able to use that for something. So the other thing that I wanted to do that I have sitting here was to do something with this tag. I wanted to decorate this. And I have paper clips, I have a flower, I have birds, and a label. That's what I left there in a little pile, like, I want to do something with this. And I didn't know when I was going to do it, so I guess I'm going to do it today because I want to get it done. I could do a separate video, but... So this is a little tall, so I was going to cut this off a little bit. A piece of paper there. Yeah, so I'm watching my sons and his wife. I'm watching their animals this weekend. Dogs and cats. So that could be something like that. I was picturing a paper clip on here. So let's get a paper clip out. I don't know if you saw that video, but I said I wanted to use these paper clips. I haven't used them that much because they are a little, I find them a little difficult to get over anything because they're so tight. So I kind of loosen them up. I don't think I used my pliers before. I think I used my scissors. And let's see, the clip looks like it's on, I think it's on this side. So I loosen up that little clip, kind of like spread it out a little bit almost. Like these are so tight and hard to get over anything. I think these are anyway. I don't know if you have some that are easier, but these are hard to get over anything. So kind of like to make a little space there to see. Okay, so let me see if I can get it on here. So yeah, I actually want it to go, I want the long part on top, I think, don't I? Yeah. I just pictured a little paper clip on here. There's no reason, it's just a decoration. I'm not going to hold anything on here. It's not going to, it's just a decoration, like just a kind of random piece of metal almost on there. And then I thought one of these with the colors on here, I thought one of these labels would look good. So maybe a label down here. These are pretty sticky, so I'm going to try not to put any glue on here. So let's go ahead with the label over here. So something can be written on there, a date, and then there, like when this is in a journal, somebody could write on the back. And they could actually write on the front too, because it's not going to be glued all over. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on with some Fabri-Tac. This is my way of cleaning up my craft room today. Apparently. I'm going to put a little bit right on that paper clip. Okay. So, and I cut it at an angle so it could kind of go to the bottom of the page, and I don't need it to go over, the, like, be on top of the label, I don't think. Get the glue off my hand so I don't get glue on everything. Okay, now, and this is little birds. So let's see, I see one that looks like it would go, or a couple that would go with, they have yellow in them. This would be really pretty on here. Are these the same bird? They're different birds. So, and that one might be too big. This one might be perfect. A little bird on here. No one needs to be standing on the label, I think. Like right there. Okay, let's put him on with some, we don't need any heavy duty glue for him. He's just a little papery bird that I cut out of my bird ephemera book that I had. I already cut everything out of it. When I got it, I just cut everything out of it. Instead of having the book around, I cut it all up. Okay, so he's going to be standing on the label. Trying to get his tail right over to the edge here, so it doesn't look like he's missing anything. Yeah, I like that. Okay, it's decorated. And somebody could write up in here too. if they wanted to glue this down. And then I could, if they didn't want to glue it down, you could write on this side too. There we go. That's what I wanted to do, exactly. Well, I didn't know how it would come out, but I think it's pretty. Very cute. Awesome. I love all the colors and all the little things. And I love the little paper clip. All right, thank you for watching today. That is everything I wanted to do to start cleaning up my craft room. It's not that messy, but I wanted to put things away so I could get my Raggedy Ann stuff out. So hopefully the next video will be, I'll get my Raggedy Ann stash out and show you what I have. And I don't even know what I have either, so it'll be a little exploration for both of us, or all of us. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in my next video. Everybody have a great day.